Welcome to Liaison. I'm Izzy Park. Today we're on Terceira, a small volcanic island in the middle of the Atlantic that most of Europe's summer crowds haven't found yet. We're talking lava pools, beef that's been braising since before you woke up, and a village street that turns itself into a bull run at dusk. Come in! A rocket goes up over a village square in the late afternoon, and for 1 second, everything stops. The whole street holds its breath. Wooden fencing across the road, people packed onto stone walls and doorways in the backs of parked trucks, the smell of grilled meat and dust hanging in the warm air. Then the gate opens. A bull comes out fast, a long rope trailing behind it, held by men in white shirts and black caps, and the crowd surges backward all at once, laughing and shouting and scrambling up walls. Hooves on cobbles, a collective gasp, then a roar. This is Terceira on a summer evening. Not a bar, not a club. A bull loose in the street, and the entire village deciding, together, to be in it. This is a small volcanic island in the middle of the Atlantic, a green speck between continents where black lava meets deep blue water and low cloud drifts across cattle pasture. And right now, in late August, it is doing the thing it does best. Why now? Because this is festival peak, and because the crowds that flatten so much of Europe in summer haven't found this place. Over on the mainland, over even on São Miguel, the neighbouring island, you feel the churn. Here, you don't. The Festas da Praia have just wound down over in Praia da Vitória, 10 days of concerts and parades and fireworks over the bay, followed by folk dancers from around the world filling the streets. And the Touradas Corda, the bull on a rope runs, fire through the villages almost daily somewhere on the island through the warm months. This is the window. Warm enough to swim in cold water. Warm enough for a bull at dusk. Here's what a day feels like. It starts slow, on Atlantic time, which means the weather makes the decisions and you go along with it. In Angra do Heroismo, the UNESCO harbour town, the old centre wakes around 8. Cobblestones still cool, long shadows between pastel townhouses in ochre and blue and terracotta. Cafes open, the smell of espresso and warm custard pastry. Locals stand at the counter, drink their coffee fast, trade the news and go. And already, 1 block off the cathedral, the clay pots are in the ovens. Alcatra, the island's soul, beef braising since dawn, with wine and chorico and bacon, filling the side streets with something dark and rich that mixes with the salt off the harbour. Do you want to know how the locals pick where to eat lunch? They ask which pot has been in the oven longest. That's the whole science. The longer it braises, the more the meat collapses into that wine-dark broth you mop up with bread. And the tascas, the traditional taverns a block or 2 off the tourist strip, will always beat the picture menu places on the main drag. Same Alcatra. Fewer photographs of it on the wall. Midday, you go north to Biscoitos. And this is where the island shows you what it's made of. Natural pools carved by ancient lava flows. Clear Atlantic water held calm inside jagged black basalt. You lower yourself off warm, rough rock into cold, glass-clear water. And just beyond the lip, the open ocean breaks white. Matte black stone, turquoise pool, deep blue Atlantic behind. Salt spray on your skin, the boom of surf hitting the outer rocks, sun-warmed basalt under your feet. And here's the beautiful part. Just above those pools, the same black rock is terraced into walled vineyards. Low verdelho vines sheltered from the salt wind, aging into a wine that tastes faintly of the sea it grew beside. Fire and water. The volcano giving you both the swim and the drink. The co-op tasting room looks straight out at the ocean. You can go from the pool to the glass in about the time it takes to dry off. I would, of course, be the one to slip on the wet basalt and lower myself into that pristine pool far less gracefully than everyone else. There is no elegant way to do it. You just have to commit and accept that the Atlantic is going to be colder than you emotionally prepared for. Then the evening tips toward the bull. And this is the thing I'd tell a friend more than anything else. The Tourada Corda is not the arena spectacle of the mainland. The bull isn't harmed. It's communal theatre. Adrenaline as togetherness, held by that rope, taunted and dodged and scattered from as it charges through a barricaded street. The whole village becomes the stage and the audience at the same time. Grilled meat smoke, cold beer, the rhythm of gasp and cheer, and crucially, they do this because they want to, not for you. This island does not perform. The bull runs happen whether or not a single visitor shows up, and you can feel that. You're a guest at something real, not an audience at a show. Which brings me to what tourists miss. They come for the bull as a spectacle, and they don't clock that it's the social calendar. It structures evenings more than any bar does. It rotates through the villages, so on any given summer night, somewhere on Terceira, a square is being fenced off and a rocket is being loaded. Locals know where. You have to ask. And you have to be willing to end up somewhere you didn't plan. And there's a musical layer people get wrong too. You'll hear fado drifting from a tavern doorway near the cathedral some nights, mournful and lovely, and it's easy to think that's the island's sound. But fado belongs more to the mainland. The genuinely local one is chamarita, the Azorean folk music, accordion and rhythm, the thing that fills the streets of Praia during the festivals. If you want the true island in your ears, that's it. And I should confess, as the disembodied voice telling you to feel the salt wind on skin I do not have, that the sensory contrast here is almost unfair to describe. Cold water, hot rock, wine that tastes of the sea, beef that's been cooking since before you woke up. It's a lot of feeling for one small island. Late at night, Angra pulls you back. The lanes near the Ser Cathedral, groups spilling onto cobbles with glasses of verdelho, warm-lit doorways, the low buzz of conversation echoing off stone. Cool, salt air. This is not a dance floor town. It's dinner that stretches long, wine that keeps going. The small modern bars around Rua da Sé, where locals and visitors actually talk to each other because the scale is too small for anything else. Both alone and in a group, you fit. That's rarer than it sounds. The moment's worth being there for. The bull hitting the street, that instant of dust and scatter, and one figure vaulting a wall, all motion, no polish. The lava pools in golden hour, low light raking across black rock. Angra's pastel facades in the empty early morning, the cathedral's white towers catching the first sun. The basalt-walled vineyards, geometric black enclosures against the sea. Fireworks over Praia Bay on a festival night, doubled on dark water. And everywhere, hydrangeas, walls and roadsides thick with blue-purple blooms against green pasture, still going this time of year. From Monte Brasil, the green volcanic cone beside town, you look down at the whole pastel harbour at dusk, and the wind cuts the warmth just enough to make you pull a jacket close. That's the other thing. Even in August, you carry a layer. The cloud shifts by the hour, sun, then mist, then sun, and the island never quite settles, which is exactly its charm. Here's what I'd keep. Not the wine, not the pools, not even the beef, though the beef is difficult to stop thinking about. It's that single second after the rocket cracks. The hush. The whole street silent, everyone perched and waiting. And then the bull and the crowd move as one thing, one animal really, alive and laughing and slightly afraid. This is a place that still throws itself entirely into its own traditions, salt wind and volcanic rock and all, with nobody watching to make sure it's worth watching. It just is. And you get to stand on the wall, heart going, and be part of a street that decided, together, to feel something. Thank you for listening to Liaison. I'm Izzy Park. See you on the next one.
Grab news. Thomas.